Zelators, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. There is fire on the president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Black Americans are giving it to John Dramani Mahama. According to them, they don't see the reason to which the same people who sold them into slavery are demanding for check. Some few days ago, we heard that John Dramani Mahama, the president of Ghana, sent a resolution demanding that slavery should be recognized as a grievous crime against humanity. And they were also demanding for reparation. Some of them are of the view that this is a mission that they want to use to get something out of them because, one, they have been the ones that were sold. And why will the people who participated in selling them out be demanding for money? Others are also of the view that why is it that we are only concentrating on the transatlantic slave trade, leaving the Arab slave trade that also caused much brutality to the African? We still have our brothers and sisters in the Arab world. Do we know what they have gone through in the hands of these Arabians? So why are we only talking about the side of this transatlantic slave trade, leaving that part? So our brothers and sisters are not happy because they believe that reparation, if there were other people that needs to get this reparation, it should be the Black Americans. And when we look at it from the angle of that side, they suffered, they went through pain. So they need to be given this money and not for our leaders to be demanding for this money to be given to them. For what? After all, we were not the ones who went through that slavery. The people are saying that they came and took our brothers and sisters. They went through a lot, but they are the same that the people who actually went through that pain are still alive, and these are the people in the diaspora. So if we are looking for these monies to be given to people, it should be them that will get the money, isn't it?
The UN wants reparations, but for only one slice of history. So yesterday, the UN had a big vote on whether they should officially support reparations discussions for slavery and acknowledge its long-term harm. Cool. But why only the transatlantic slave trade? What about Korea's slavery? The Arab-Muslim trans-Saharan slave trade? No, the Red Sea slave trade, which lasted centuries. These were one of the longest slave trades. No talks? What about the internal African slavery? No reparations there? No? And let's not forget modern day slavery happening right now. Still nothing? Oh, and those African merchants who sold their own people. No reparations? White slaves? No? If we're going to have reparations talks for slavery, shouldn't we at least look at slavery worldwide?
So the president of Ghana is coming down here. I believe he's the president of Ghana. Either or, he coming down here to do a ceremony on the behalf of the indigenous slaves that have died, I guess. And to talk about reparations, or to get his hands on that reparation money. And the Black Americans are pissed off. They are pissed off. And here's the thing. I don't think Black Americans are realizing what is going on in the world of Africa and how America is like chickening right now to Africa. There's a reason why these African countries are getting back all their artifacts and all like their indigenous slave dead bodies from Europe right now. And I'm not going to say Africa. I'm going to say Nigeria, Mali, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Senegal and Benin. Like they're the leading countries in Africa right now that are getting all their artifacts and stuff returned right now. Either or, these African countries have been on these Europeans' neck, and they have been having the help of China and Russia, whatever the case may be. China and Russia haven't really been giving America a good time. So what America has been doing, they have been literally like, oh my God, Africa, please don't do this. Please don't do this, Africa. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give you all some reparations. That's what you guys want, right? Just a little bit of reparations. And that's what's happening. So, and here's the thing. Black Americans ain't wrong for being mad because Ghana and Nigeria is definitely going to get some of that money. They're going to get it. They're going to get it. Either or, what these African countries are doing is that they're pressing the mother of the situation, and the mother is submitting to the situation. And now they trying to get money from the baby. And they gonna get it. They gonna get it. But this is all due to the help of China and Russia backing up these African countries. That's the reason why Russia is out here showing us all the black pictures in the Bibles and old ancient Bibles that they've been hiding all this time. That's why. The scary thing about this whole thing is that China and Russia can literally do exactly what the Portuguese and the Spanish did, and what the British and the French did, and what the Dutch did to Africa, because there has been a history of it. This has been happening for centuries. The sad thing with this whole thing is that America is willing to give away the money that they owe to the descendants of the indigenous slaves of America to Africa, due to Africa finally cutting off Europe. And that has everything to do with Europe being a mama and America being a baby. You can tell America is the baby by just looking at the map. It don't make no sense why this country is this fucking big. Literally, it doesn't make no sense why me traveling from Philly to Florida ain't just me traveling from one country to another fucking country. Cause that's how it is everywhere else. It is. And I believe they set this shit up just like this so the indigenous people of this land and the descendants of the slaves of this land will be able to fight back in a way that they need to be fucking honest. Because when it comes to reparations, the first thing I think of is the Native fucking Americans and how they got $3.8 billion in reparations. And the second thing I think of is how Black Americans be doing their ancestry and it says it's from Africa and not one Native American tribe is on that bitch. What the fuck y'all Native Americans signed off on when it came to the creation of this piece of land? Was it the Navajos? Did the Navajos sell out the natives of this land? Because I really do think motherfuckers signed off on the simple fact that the dark-skinned indigenous Native Americans could go into the slave trade. Legit. Also, like, y'all take the black ones. Y'all take the dark-skinned ones. Mix the dark-skinned ones in with them Africans y'all bringing over here. They ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna tell that we can mix them up. We can lie to them, say they're African. That's the real reason why Black Americans was growing up in like the 60s, 80s saying they was Native American, because they are Native American. They are. A lot of them are. But them Native Americans did something. I'm trying to tell y'all, this anger should not be directed to the Africans. The Africans is trying to cut shit down from the beginning to the end. The kids always get in the mix of the drama of the mom and dad if they drag it onto the kids. That's what's happening. Other than that, them Native Americans legit, they got $3.8 billion, bro, in reparations, bro. Deadass. Years ago.
Ghanaian President Mahama is trying to come over here to the United States of America and lay his voodoo African reef on the gravesite of Black Americans in the United States of America to destiny swap with Black Americans. Now we have to stop this. This is taking place March 24th, 2026 in New York. I'm going to give you the information. Now, you know, the Africans have been in cahoots with a lot of different people trying to disenfranchise Black Americans with the United Nations. Black Americans did not give consent to this. First of all, a lot of people don't understand how this works. Now they're trying to somehow speak up for Black Americans for reparations. Reparations doesn't work that way. I want you to understand that first and foremost. Reparations is by lineage. What does Ghana have to do with our reparations? All Black Americans didn't even come from Africa. That's number one. I know a lot of you don't want to hear that, but understand this. If you are an American Indian in the United States of America and you have these Africans speaking on your behalf, assuming that you are African and African descent, they're going to fuck up your birthright in the United States of America. We do not want these Africans speaking for us. Who gave them the right? Who gave them the consent? Who are the families of these Black Americans buried in the United States of America and in New York? We did not give you consent. We do not want your evil voodoo reef placed upon our ancestors and our loved ones. Get these Africans up out of here. I told you from the get-go, these people want to destiny swap with you. You understand? They can't come in through the front door because many Black Americans, indigenous American Indians are delineating. So they're trying to do everything possible to come in through the back door, but we ain't going to allow that to happen. Put them down, put them down, put them down. Take those reefs off those grave sites. Snatch the reefs out their hand. Send those evil voodoo reefs back to Africa. Return the sender. This is Kenadaway, the 5th great grandson of Nat Turner, one of the greatest American freedom fighters of all time. We do not consent to none of this mischief from Africa. Take it back. You sold your own people into slavery. So how dare you come over here when you got all these problems going on in Ghana, going on in Africa? You're criminals. We know you.
Is it just me, or am I kind of shocked at how Ghana is trying to take the forefront and speak on reparations? The reason why, you benefit from it. You sold people. You were complicit. You had tariffs. You built a system and you kidnapped citizens of the African continent and put them inside the slavery system. So how could you be the first out the gate to talk about the crimes against humanity when you were involved in it? Let's also not forget that you owe reparations to black Americans too. So why are you acting like your hands are clean? And why are you even bringing this issue up first? It's kind of shocking to me. But the one positive thing I can say for this to all the black Americans out there, anybody denying the reparations movement or the energy surrounded, that it will happen in real time, pay attention. You ain't got to say too much. Watch the reactions of others and how they're responding to something that you made hot. That's all I got to say. But yeah, this article was very eye-opening to me.
Black American, no, Africa cannot get reparations for Black Americans. This is all a money grab and a fucking scam and a scheme. This is the shit that Black Americans are talking about. They keep trying to use Black Americans as their leverage against America. First of all, if you sold them motherfuckers, why are you getting paid? Wouldn't we give it to the people over there? And I keep telling Black Americans, y'all better start getting active. Because to them and to the world, y'all are dumb. Y'all don't know nothing. They think y'all silly. They think y'all dumb. And they think y'all the easy opportunity for money. And my thing is, why are they treating us like we some sort of cattle? Like we're not human beings. They out here consulting the American government for money, talking about reparations for blacks. I'm letting you know this now. That is all a scam for them to get money and build their countries and build their continents, and all these other countries and continents are working with them. I told y'all, the day that America gives Black Americans something, or them reparations, or whatever they may give them, right? Or I'm telling you, it's going to be a motherfucker, because people are not happy. A lot of people want control over the Black American dollar because that's what's moving everything. Everything that you see on the internet is Black American cultural. Not only that, even down to the hair and beauty industry and wigs and all of that, Black American women has started that. We have generated a multi-billion-dollar, multi-trillion-dollar industry. That's why all these big companies keep trying to buy out the Black Americans. That's why everybody is fighting and bidding on us. And they're mad because the Trump administration said America is not a American Express card for the world. You're not going to think you're going to keep on trying to act like we owe you something. And they told that to numerous of countries, especially those African countries. I don't know why we have a man from Ghana trying to speak for Black Americans. I'm not from Ghana. First of all, my grandparents, they've been here. This is their land, first of all, if you want to be technical. Secondly, first of all, even for the Black Americans who say they came on a damn ship, ain't no Africans to be speaking for them. First of all, ain't you sold them? They humans. They can make decisions for themselves. This is all a scam. If y'all sit up there and allow these people to get up here and think that they go speak for y'all, they go scam y'all. And I'm going to be honest, I honestly think that this is all because of the blue party that has been organizing this shit. I even seen a video of an African man saying how Obama was really for them. He was never for Black Americans. And it appeared to be obvious to me. And I honestly think if that lady would have won the presidency, they would have been laundering and funneling money throughout the United States and sending it to all these foreign countries in exchange for favors. That's what they was about to be doing. I can guarantee you that's why all these, I honestly think, listen, hear me out, guys. Just hear me out. Even if you don't like the Trump administration, just hear me out. I honestly think that if the blue party would have won, it was going to be to sell out the whole United States, especially Black Americans. This is some deeper shit. This is why all of these countries like China, Russia, and all them, that's why every time they arguing with this administration, they always use the black card. They always mention the Black Americans. Now, it could be because they do realize what we experience in America, but it also can be a dog whistle for us to react, because now they can't really do what they want to do to the U.S. no more because Trump doing what the fuck he want to do. Now they're trying to flip the script and utilize the people. I'm not saying look, I don't really belong to any political party, but I'm starting to see this shit from a different perspective. I think the reason why most of these other countries and continents try to advocate for Black people or the blue party is simply because that's the one who's been giving them favors. That's what I'm starting to think. The amount of American tax dollars that has been funneled through the system allegedly and sent to all these African countries yeah. Now I'm trying to figure out, do you not see us Black Americans as human? Because why do you feel like you need to get a check for me and what we experience, especially if you the motherfucker that sold us? It's because they don't see Black Americans as humans. They see us as an opportunity and they see us as cattle. And that's what they see it as. And you see how all these other places that had African immigrants or African slaves, you see they're not consulting any of these other people. They only fucking with America. It's because they want money. And I'm going to tell the Black Americans something. I'm telling you, better go do your research on where you come from or your history. And y'all better start letting them know y'all not okay with that shit. Because it's like these African countries are becoming persistent when it comes to trying to get money for Black Americans. Mind you, we're not even the same people. Our skulls is not even the same as their skulls. We're not the same people. So they're trying to utilize the African story to get money for Black Americans. And I told y'all, I seen a video, an AI video months ago. When they give, if America give Black Americans what they owe, I'm telling you, that's why I say it's important for Black Americans to start separating themselves and their culture, because a lot of people are on the internet telling themselves that this Gen Z culture or this is all Black people culture, but really it's Black American culture. And they're going to be utilizing that, God forbid, I hope not, but soon or in the coming years to act like America owes them something too, but America don't owe nobody.
But the part that I disagree with our brothers and sisters is the part that they're saying that they are not blacks and we want to get something from them. They're always talking about them coming to Africa to help us, and we are not talking about coming there to help them. That is where I have a problem, because these are brothers and sisters in the diaspora, the Black Americans. Some of them, I really know that they are not being taught well by their history. And they have the view that we sold them into slavery. We never sold them. Like the way the history was twisted. These people wrote the history in order to please them, but it wasn't Africans who sold them. If actually we want to know our history, these people rewrote the history to make it look as if we never loved our brothers and sisters, and that was why we sold them into slavery. These people took these people by force. Forcefully, they were taken out of Africa forcefully. It's just a group of people that they had that at least connived with them. Before they legalized slavery, they were taking our brothers and sisters forcefully. Before they now try to legalize it. And we will never sell you into slavery. And you believing that you are not even from Africa. Some of them claim that they are from North Africa. So why is it that it's West Africa that is fighting for slavery? We know that slavery is all over Africa. But the mother of it is Ghana, where we have all these things that were shipping our brothers and sisters out of the continent. And that one is true. But whatever that John Dramani Mahama is fighting for, the whole of African Union agreed. So even if they pay reparation, it's not only Africans in the West African region that will enjoy. All these people will enjoy, and they're asking, what do you need the reparation for? And our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, those of you who think that without you, Africa, we can never develop, wake up, because the people that you believe you are with them and you are now Americans that at least look at the treatment they give you. They don't even recognize you to be one of them. A butterfly can never be a bird. We always ask you to come back home because this is the only place you can ever feel like a black person. This is your home. You were all taken from here. Don't let anybody deceive you that you are not from Africa, you are not from here, you are not linked to us, you are different people. Where did you come from? Over 12,000 ships took you out of Africa. If you don't know, we are reminding you of your history. You can never claim that you are there because that is the reason to which these people still call you Black Americans and not Americans. You are black just to differentiate you from them. No matter how you try to separate yourselves from us, we'll never change it. You understand? A leopard can never change its skin. That is one thing our brothers and sisters in the diaspora you should understand. Like the history that you claim you are not linked to us, your education and everything is different from us. Wake up, oh. You are not different from us. They only rewrote the story to please you and to separate us. The more we are divided and we are fighting among ourselves, the more it pleases these people. The motive is not to unite Africans. Like the way you came out condemning what is happening and you don't like it. This is information age, and we expect our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, especially the Black Americans, to at least do their research. Do research. Sometimes some of the things that you put out, and when we hear you speak, we wonder, how can you, a leopard, try to change your skin? It's not possible. And that is why, even where you claim you belong, you are not fitting there because the people don't even see you to be one of them. You should wake up from your sleep and ask your brothers and sisters who came down to Africa. This is the only place you can ever feel like home. This is the only place you, the African, you have. Africa is the only planet you, the black, can ever fit in. So it's better you start accepting yourselves for who you are, and not trying to be people that they created the narrative to please. Because you can't be them. It is not possible. You can never be them, and they will never accept you, and you can never be one of them. Africa is your home, whether you like it or yes. This is where you come from. But you can question some of the things that our leaders are doing, because we all believe, and I support the things that you raise, that at least even if there's somebody that we need to pay this reparation to, it should be you, because it was your forefathers who went through a lot, and you still are the people who are living, and you should benefit it, not we the ones who are here expecting that the money should be given to us. You understand? We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. So that's the latest around the world and in the United States of America.